Hello again, everyone. Welcome back. Well, today we're taking a look at the new cigar from Crux. This is the Crux Epicure Toro Extra. Now, as you can tell, that is a Connecticut wrapper. That is the first Connecticut wrapper for Crux. Also, this cigar is roughly 18 months or more in the works to get to us. Actually started arriving about late last year, but it originally debuted at the 2016 IPCPR, which was just before the August 8th deadline that the Food and Drug Administration put their rules into play about new releases and what have you. So they sort of shied away from an all-out release. So it was showcased again at the 2017 IPCPR and was released later that year. So it's been a highly anticipated cigar. Now, the blend is pretty straightforward and simple. The wrapper is an Ecuadorian Connecticut, a first for Crux. Binder and the filler are Nicaraguan, and it is made in the Plasencia factory in Nicaragua. There are 4 Vitolas available: Corona Gorda, Robusto, Toro Extra, which we're reviewing today, 6 1/4 by 52, and a Robusto Extra, 5 3/4 by 54. So that, as I say, is the long and the short of it. Let's take a look at the cigar, though. It is a golden brown. Would you not agree? It is just kind of, it looks very Connecticut. Crux has some cool bands. You can't smoke the band, but that's pretty cool. There is your density. It has an average feel in the hand, I would say. It's well made. So let's just get right to it. The new Crux Epicure Toro Extra. All right, here we go. Do any of you try my apple trick? I've been getting some comments from a few people that have, and they say it works well. I think it works well. Oh, by the way, Testrol is very good. Well, your first flavors are a nice sweet orange, citrus, brown sugar, and cinnamon. Very nice and sweet, but there's a fluffiness there from white chocolate and whipping cream, both. Black pepper at 7. That's how you start. There is quite a bit of white chocolate and the whipping cream to give it a very nice fluffiness, some richness. But the citrus, brown sugar, cinnamon combination is very nice. Very close to what I call candy-like, especially when you combine all the flavors. How could it not be candy-like? Think about it. White chocolate, whipping cream, brown sugar. It's a nice start. Curious as to where we're going to go from here, but that's a very nice start. we're about a third the way in, and the flavors are changing a little bit. It's almost like a very sweet cedar now, not so much citrusy. Brown sugar and cinnamon still there. Caramel instead of whipping cream. There's still a little white chocolate, but not a great deal. Black pepper is still good. I neglected to say there is a black coffee base, which is much more evident now than it was at the beginning. I would call the cigar medium. Finish is sort of a cedar caramel combination with a little lingering black pepper. I liked it the way it started. This is really different. I really liked that strong citrus cedar brown sugar combination with the heavy white chocolate and the heavy uh, whipping cream, but we don't have that anymore. So the way it is now at the first third, I'm giving it an 87. Pretty good. Liked it better the way it was, but that's the way it is now, so we got to deal with that. Let's see at the 2/3 point what we have. Well, I guess we're about 2/3 of the way now. It was right at the band, so I had to remove it. Still have your what I'm calling cedar. It's not citrus anymore. Brown sugar, some of the white chocolate, a little cinnamon. The coffee is elevated and it's rather earthy. So you have that earthiness to a coffee now. Still medium bodied. Finish is still about the same. A lot of caramel, some cedar, a little bit of lingering black pepper. The cigar is not going the direction I thought it would. And I've had this before, but the way it starts is much better than it is right now. The heavy earthy coffee has taken away some of the elements that are good about the cigar to me. Um, so we're going to drop it to an 86. So the 2/3 point is a score of 86, and we've got about 2 inches remaining or so. So we'll see what happens. It may bounce back. It may stay the same. Who knows? But I do not care for the loss of the sweet notes. Not the loss, but the decrease. The decrease in the sweet notes. And the elevation of an earthy coffee, in this case with a Connecticut, is not in my wheelhouse. But we'll see what happens. Well, we're down to the end, so let's wrap it up. The sweetness really continued to decrease somewhat. You still have cedar and brown sugar, very faint cinnamon, and very faint white chocolate notes. The coffee is elevated, not as earthy anymore, and the pepper went up. Might say medium to full bodied. At the end, finish is basically unchanged. This is a disappointing cigar in that it started out so good, or very good, and it pretty much went downhill for me ever since. And it could be the size because have not tried the others. I've seen where someone I respect a lot had the Robusto, and although I did not read the review, I saw their score was quite admirable. But this cigar just didn't miss the mark with me. The final third, because of the decreased sweetness and decreased flavors, I'm giving it an 84. So if you average out the thirds, you really get 85 and 2/3, but because I'm going to weigh it with my disappointment in mind, I'm giving it an overall score of 85. Feel free to write me and tell me why I'm wrong. This is a good beginner cigar. It's a good, maybe morning cigar, but it doesn't have any pop to it. Crux has some good things. And this is a highly anticipated cigar, but it just, for me, it just wasn't it. What else can I say? There you have it. The Crux Epicure Toro Extra 85.